everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Taylor Green is not anyway. I mean, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two where she changed, I think, politically. I think that her constituents aren't going to be happy. Already, I have people calling me. They want to challenge her to a race in her district in Georgia. And, you know, that's too bad. She's lost a wonderful conservative reputation. But when she says, don't go overseas, if I didn't go overseas, we might be in a war right now with China.
Some nuclear testing.
Yeah, so that's crazy that Donald Trump don't have no real friends in politics. He didn't have real friends in business. If you could see the Epstein conversations, how Epstein and them talked about him, Donald Trump don't have no real friends. The billionaires right now, they only like Donald Trump because of the money they're making. Like, Donald Trump doesn't have any real supporters. He only support, now he has the MAGA. But once MAGA's gone, Donald Trump has nothing. The Republican Party has nothing. They have no support. All of those people are spineless sack of bones. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is actually standing up to this fool. So shout out to her for that. But Donald Trump, once he see, oh, you not just putting up with anything and everything, she want to see those Epstein files come out, and he like, shit, we ain't gonna put the Epstein files out. Like, what is she talking about? She's losing her Republican base. So now it's Republican, or is it MAGA? Is it MAGA or is it Republican? Because being a Republican don't align you with MAGA. Being a Republican means you still have to stand up for Americans. But what he wants people to do is stand up for Trump. He don't care about America. Trump has never had friends. Always been business relationship. Facts. No, none of them people like him. Nobody likes him. Thank you, honey mama, for that. You telling the truth.
Okay, so here's something you probably never thought you'd see, and that's President Trump attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene and saying that he's withdrawing his support for her. In a late post on Friday night on Truth Social, the president went on a rant against Marjorie Taylor Greene after she had been criticizing him lately. And he said that despite all the accomplishments he says he's achieved for the United States since retaking office, he says, quote, all I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. The president claims that he sent Marjorie Taylor Greene a poll showing that she shouldn't run for senator or governor in her home state of Georgia, something that has been a big question lately.
Wait, now he starts to call her wacky? Wacky? Was she wacky when she was promoting you, Trump? She wasn't wacky then, but now all of a sudden, oh, you don't support me. Now you're wacky. So this is the third grade name calling that we see from him, and people act like this shit is normal. This shit is not normal. He's just throwing out names to see what, now everybody's going to be like, oh, the wacky Marjorie Taylor Greene, the wacky woman. Was she wacky when y'all was supporting her? When she was calling out everybody and doing all the wild shit for MAGA, was she wacky then? No, it's not until she like, hey, all right, bullshit over with. Y'all need to come with some facts, because she see the real. Everything is messed up, and people who support Donald Trump be like, hey, over here looking like Ray Charles, looking at us. I ain't see it, so I guess it ain't true.
And he says that ever since then, she has told many people that she is upset that he doesn't return her phone calls anymore. But then he cites all of the people that are in Congress and how busy he is. And he says, in leading an otherwise normal life, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. Here's what MTG had to say. President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send him these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. She goes on to say, I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him even when almost all of the Republicans turned their back and denounced him. but I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. Now, of course, this comes after Marjorie Taylor Greene has been critical of the White House, saying that they need to stop doing so much focus on foreign policy. They need to focus more on domestic policy, what the president had been running on the campaign trail. And also where she broke with the president, including in interviews with me, saying that despite he says there's virtually no inflation and that grocery prices are down, she's argued the opposite. She's also broken with the White House when it comes to how they've handled the Jeffrey Epstein saga, as that's been playing out as well.
Yeah, we definitely gonna see what she has to say about the price of groceries and all that. All that shit is, man. Stop playing with real Americans. Like, everybody ain't. My thing is that everybody got money. Everybody got money. Ain't nobody on food stamps. Ain't nobody. Cause guess what? When you hear people on social media complaining about food stamps, oh, get a job, get off your ass, man. Well, shit. How rich are you? All these people just all of a sudden rich. I ain't never had food stamps. My mom and them ain't never had food stamps. We ain't never been on Medicare, and everybody all of a sudden rich. Now there are some people that never been on that stuff. But let me ask you this: if I got online and I started downing people about getting food stamps and having Medicare for their kids, do you know I got family members on that shit? They gonna be like, damn, PJ, I don't really like how you took that stance on that, as if I'm just a lazy person. And then I'm gonna ruin a relationship just because I want to get some clicks and views and down another person. Marjorie Taylor's a real person. She like, look, I got family members that's struggling from this shit. I got a whole state of Georgia that depend on me for whatever I'm over here fighting for. I get it. I support you all the way. But damn, I still got my constituents. I still got my people. No, Trump wants you to be loyal to him. He don't give a damn about your people in your state. Because he just like, oh, okay, we're going to get the MAGA and Republicans to vote for you. Yeah, we're going to get you back elected. Just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. That's so whack.
Tonight, the feud escalating between President Trump and Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, the rift centering on her push to release the full Epstein files, among other issues. The two engaging in a war of words over social media this weekend. Since taking office, Greene has overwhelmingly supported the president's agenda, but now he says she's betrayed the Republican Party. He's vowing to back a primary challenger against her. Tonight, the feud escalating between President Trump and Republican Congresswoman.
So the next person that Trump endorses is just going to be another puppet. I'm the president. I'll endorse you. People will come vote for you because I'm the president. I'm Donald Trump. Bro, if these people vote for people who don't have their interest at heart, they're freaking retarded. They're stupid. They're stupid. The stupidity of people. Donald Trump's like, oh, well, you know what? This is Donald Trump was all in not Donald Trump. Kevin Stitt, the governor of Oklahoma. He was all in Donald Trump's butthole. All in his butthole. And guess what? Donald Trump got his name wrong. He don't even know who he is. He don't give a damn about you. He just know you a Republican. Oh, join the team. Get up my ass. That's how it is. It's so the Trump followers in politics are freaking weird, dog. Weird. Now, if you rich, I get why you support him. But if you poor, what the fuck are you doing? You don't got two brain cells to put together to find out he don't care about you.
Earlier attacked Marjorie Taylor Greene, and tonight the Republican Congresswoman is responding directly to the president after he said he's pulling his endorsement over her recent criticisms of his administration. Listen to what Marjorie Taylor Greene just responded a few moments ago after the president said he didn't have time to take her call every single day, referring to her as a lunatic. Here's what MTG had to say. President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send him these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. Marjorie Taylor Greene says it's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. She goes on to say, I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him even when almost all of the Republicans turned their back and denounced him. But I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, for me, I remain America first and America only. A political feud unlike any other, and probably one that earlier.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Honey Mama 77 on Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, man, go follow me over there, where you can see all this stuff live. You get the early drops. She says, I may be wrong, but what's this? 3 important friends: Zelensky, Musk, now Green. Listen, it's more and more people are turning their back on Donald Trump. They're not turning their back. They're just turning a blind eye. But a lot of some of them are starting to like align themselves with others who've already denounced him. So they're not speaking out loud about it, but you see it. And I'm not saying that it's like an overwhelming majority. I'm just saying there are people who are thinking like, man, we may need to have some checks and balances. We may need some checks and balances. Like this is getting out of hand.
Donald Trump, he has tried to extinguish this self-started fire that is the Epstein files over the past few months. And the newest flame that he is now facing is, as you said, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, this is a fervent supporter of Donald Trump over the years. I've interviewed her a handful of times, pushed her on some of Donald Trump's unpopular policy. She has always adamantly supported the president overnight and actively as we speak. That is rapidly changing. I just spoke to one White House official who told me that he saw this eventual fight coming from miles away. I want to briefly just read some of the back and forth that we're seeing play out by the hour on social media. Trump posted on Truth Social earlier today that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great republic.
Okay, so he's about to read some of the same stuff we've already been seeing, so I'm not going to even continue on that. But, like, no, I seen this. If we go back to our video some times ago, I was like, man, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, I don't know if she up for election or what, but she said, forget all this bull crap. We need them Epstein files. That's what we working for. I want to show our government who the pedophiles. Now, like I said, that could work out good for Trump, but I don't think Trump cares. Trump doesn't care. There's something that might come out that might not make Trump a pedophile, but it does look crazy if you're the president. Turning a blind eye to some of this nonsense. They said that he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he knew Epstein was a pedophile. Then Trump spent the story like he was stealing our girls. He was stealing our girls to go work for him. He's stealing your girls to go work for him. I thought Epstein only worked with pedophiles with underage children. So do you have underage children working for you? Or is he just... So I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And she wants some Epstein files. And I think it'll be best for Donald Trump to just release them. Trump gave Clinton's... listen, man, shout out to Joker TV because she sent me that. And I was just like... I wanted to entertain it. I wanted to be like, because I'm going to show that. I guess we could show that. Shout out to Dead on Sight 1978 for following me on, or do you follow me on Twitch? But if you don't, you can. But I heard Trump gave Clinton some head. That's wild. I mean, bro. Wow, but I don't know. It's just, it's so crazy that I can't believe it. But I can't put nothing past anybody.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily.
No, wait a minute. America first, my nigga. American first. America first. We not worldwide, bro. We are globally, but we not worldwide. America first. Like, let's fix America first. This is what I'm saying. Is Trump really for America, or is he for himself? He trying to position himself globally. Man, come on, man. This stuff gotta stop. I don't see why people. I see why people support him, but I don't see why.
If you had a bad president. But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering
for who? Who gets those tax cuts? Honey Mama says, after the Diddy parties, I pretty much believe anything. Listen, if you a freak, and there are a lot of freaks out here, trust me, there are a lot of freaks out here, enjoy a Diddy party. I mean, I've been to something like a Diddy party. It just wasn't P. Diddy's party. So, if you a freak, just that's why I said I can't put it past somebody to be nasty. I can't put it past nobody to be nasty. If you like sex, you like sex. Can you control it? Can you control your thought process when it comes to sex? Do you have boundaries? Or do you just fly off the handles and go S Bill Clinton's D? Crazy situation.
to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. But so when somebody makes a statement about he's devoting time to the world, well, the world is the United States, because if the world's in trouble or if the world is ripping us off, the world was ripping us off before I came here. Europe was getting massive tariffs. They were sending us 9-10 million cars a year. We were sending them none. They were not taking our agriculture. We were taking massive amounts of their. It was so unfair. Now we have a deal where $950 billion is coming into the United States because of me and because of tariffs.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours.
President Trump continues to be dogged by a man who's been dead for more than 6 years, Jeffrey Epstein. Late yesterday, the president broke with Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a one-time staunch ally, who was among 4 House Republicans who joined all 214 Democrats to force a vote next week on releasing the Justice Department's Epstein files. In a Truth Social post, Mr. Trump called her a ranting lunatic and said, "All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain." Mr. Trump left Washington late yesterday, but couldn't escape the controversy. Aboard Air Force One, he sought to deflect attention onto political opponents.
It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, that is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with.
There haven't been any allegations that either former President Clinton or Larry Summers did anything wrong. Jonathan Lemire is a staff writer at The Atlantic. Jonathan, we should start off by saying right off the bat there have been no allegations of wrongdoing against the president either in this. But this story got a little gas this week because of new material that was released. Remind us, what was it and what did we learn new about the president's relationship with Epstein?
Well, we've been hearing about these so-called Epstein files for years now, and that's not what we got this week. But what happened was a few emails were released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee that shed some new light on the Epstein-Trump relationship. We've certainly known that they're friends. These emails, though, suggest perhaps closer friends than the president would like the public to know. And then in response to that, the Republicans put out 23,000 emails, sort of an effort to flood the zone, to distract from the damaging ones that came out. Although I don't think it really worked, because some of those emails also, a lot of them mention Trump, and some of them make clear that Epstein and Trump, were friends and spent a lot of time together, even though they did later have a falling out. What's so striking about this is that it's a rare moment where Republicans are willing to defy him. Some of his most loyal allies have rebuked his calls to let this just go away. And now we seem barreling towards a vote on the House floor in the coming days.
Given that material that was released, the discharge petition to force the vote, what do you make of the way the president is reacting and responding to all of this?
Well, as I wrote for The Atlantic this week, even some of his closest allies are puzzled by his approach. As one said to me, that this is not how you act if you don't have anything to hide. It's been a major cause for so many on the right for so long to unearth these so-called files. So it does seem like the House has enough votes to pass it next week. Then it'll move to the Senate. As I've reported, Trump is considering trying to pressure senators, so perhaps it will be killed there in the upper chamber. If it were to pass there too, well, then he'll be left with the choice to veto. You'd assume that he would, but even that would just raise more questions. What exactly is he trying to hide? This is sort of the number one, sort of mystery in Washington right now.
Given all that, what effect is this having on the president, on his political standing, on his standing with Congress, with the members of his own party?
It's come at exactly the wrong time for Trump. It comes now at a time when the president is already at the weakest moment of his second term. His party, of course, just suffered pretty lopsided defeats in the elections earlier this month. Polls suggest that not only does the public blame Trump and Republicans more for the government shutdown that just ended, but also they say that Trump is really out of touch on issues like affordability and prices, the things he was really elected on last year. And as with the midterms now less than a year away, and Trump desperately trying to not be perceived as a lame duck and trying to keep Republicans in power so he doesn't have to face a Democratic majority in the House, let's say, which would have subpoena power. He's flailing and really struggling here to come up with an acceptable response to the Epstein matter.
There were only 4 House Republicans who defied him, but there's still a lot of MAGA supporters who were talking about the Epstein files during the campaign. Is there any sense of any tension or any cracks in the broader MAGA coalition?
I think there are. I think this is something where we're so used to the MAGA base basically cheering on everything President Trump wants and does, and if he were to say to them like this isn't important, they would listen and they'd move on. But that has not really happened here with the Epstein matter, because it's been, for some on the right, this has been a core belief of theirs for a long time. Jeffrey Epstein, died under mysterious circumstances, that the list, if you will, is going to bring down powerful people and institutions, largely Democrats, they think. So that's a hard thing to ask your voters to give up. And I think now that some Republicans, the 4 in the House, have taken a stand, I suspect there'll be some in the Senate who do as well. It could very easily be interesting to watch whether this really springs to life again as an issue in the sort of conservative media, because it did earlier this year. A lot of the MAGA sphere, the podcasts, the blogs, even some cable shows really seized on the Epstein matter and questioned President Trump. They largely stopped when he asked them to, but now perhaps those questions will be revived.
Jonathan Lemire of The Atlantic, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The president says there's virtually no inflation and that grocery prices are going down. Do you agree with him on that?
No, I go to the grocery store myself. Grocery prices remain high. Energy prices are high. My electricity.
Hey, Caitlin.
minister and president earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a horrible president, and we ended up with Russia-Ukraine.
The president says there's virtually no inflation and that grocery prices are going down.
See, that spin is just spinning. What does Ukraine and everything have to do with the price of groceries? Oh, the past president. No, food we talking about right now. Can you put a stop to the bleeding of grocery prices? He basically said no. You want Trump to veto the releasing of the files. Oh, the MAGA and Republican split would happen. Epstein files are like Watergate. Yeah, my thing is, I'm glad Marjorie Taylor, I keep calling Marjorie Taylor is calling Trump out. I'm glad she's doing it because you know what? This shows that there are people, regardless of your political party, who will step to the scratch line and fight. This shows that. And one thing we always say is Democrats, they don't have no spine. They won't stand up to this. They won't, because as a Democrat, I'll be looking forward to seeing other Democrats. I don't know. I don't know. Just say something. See something, say something. Fight for us. Fight for your people. Do something. Or change the narrative. Because what you have is, it's a narrative of black people that are leaving the Democratic Party and becoming Republican because they're saying, oh, I'm much more prosperous this way. No, you're not. Your party affiliation has nothing to do with what you do in life. Your party affiliation has nothing to do with what you do in life to prosper. Your party affiliation is only who you vote for locally that will affect what happens in your school district, what happens with your tax dollars in the state, what happens with, whatever. But to say you align with Donald Trump and think that Donald Trump is aligning with you and you're just an average everyday American, that doesn't make sense. If you have to go to the grocery store, mind you, I just sent somebody to the grocery store to get me some stuff, and I'm just like, I'm thinking of the bill. I'm like, damn, chicken thighs is up, the Alfredo is up, the noodles is up, the soda is up, everything that I need, the prices are up. So when I was just spending, $40 on a meal, now I'm spending $60, and this is in the past 2 weeks, bro. This is in the past 2 weeks that I've went to the grocery store and been like, damn, what the hell? Let me tell you how you know. This is how you know prices are going up. You can see prices and stuff going up before anything if you pay attention to your fast food restaurants. If you go to a fast food restaurant and you notice that a price has changed on a meal or something, the price went up. So now they have to tax the consumer. So say if they getting taxed 10 cents, now they got to tax the consumer 5 cents, maybe 3 cents, depending on how big the franchise is. McDonald's will tax you about 3 cents on. So if it goes about 10 cents, they got to charge you another 3 cents. So they can make that small margin of profit, which when you have billions of customers, yearly, you can do that. That's $3 billion easy to McDonald's on one item. But when you have 50 items, then you have, but like I said, you see the effects from those people. Then you go to your grocery stores. Prices fluctuate in grocery stores all the time, so you don't really know that if a price goes down and a price goes up. But then when the price goes down and then you come back and it's up, and then it goes back to where you seen it the first time, and then you go back and it's even higher, and you like, damn, bacon $8? $8? What is going on? $8 for bacon? That's crazy. Now you starting to think like, shit, can I get 4 people so we can go 2,500 on the cow? Honey Mama says, shout out to everyone who watches on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. It says, I think if more people would stand on business and 10 toes down against him, more people would. Absolutely. That is correct. I believe you.
President Trump and his administration does deserve a lot of credit for lowering inflation and holding it steady. But that doesn't bring prices down. And so gaslighting the people and trying to tell them that prices have come down is not helping. It's actually infuriating people, because people know what they're paying at the grocery store. They know what they're paying for their kids' clothes and school supplies. They know what they're paying for their electricity bills. And so that approach does not work. We need compassion and show that we care about the American people, and show that we are in the trenches with them on what they're going through. That's first and foremost. You don't gaslight them, you don't lecture them, and you don't deny what's happening. Well, what can we do about it? There's a lot we can do about it. We need to rein in spending. Government spending drives inflation. The reason why inflation in 2022 was 9%, 2 reasons, Sean. It started with the CARES Act under President Trump, the big COVID bailout when they shut down the government. I mean, everyone will remember that. That was the beginning driver. And then under President Biden and Nancy Pelosi as Speaker, they passed multiple massive pieces of legislation that was some of the biggest spending you've ever seen in history. And parts of both of those pieces were stimulus checks. Well, when you dump money into the economy and just dump money, paying people to stay home or paying people for this and paying people for that, that drives inflation. And we need to not repeat those mistakes. $2,000 stimulus checks are not going to help anybody pay for their health insurance. That's not going to work. That is actually going to drive inflation. So I would advise Speaker Johnson, he's not going to care what I have to say. But
I don't agree with that.
All right, so Marjorie Taylor Greene was on Sean Spicer's podcast. If you don't know who Sean Spicer is, he was the first Trump White House press secretary. He was the first White House press secretary. It had to come to mind, whatever his title. But that man used to lie for Trump. And I'm surprised that he's still a Trumper. But even he says, so Marjorie Taylor Greene is basically calling out Trump's gaslighting the American people. And the fact that people sit back and be like, you know what? I was reading something at the same time. That people think that these tariffs are going to boost our economy. So America is going to get this $2,000 boost per person to our economy. Mind you, where is this money coming from? The tariffs? Have we seen the money from the tariffs right now? I'm not sure if we've seen that money, but then, stupid people of America, what are you going to do with your $2,000? You're going to pay your bills. You're going to catch up on some old debt. You might buy some Christmas shopping. So needless to say, you won't make any money from it. People, this is what you should do. You should take that $2,000 and act like you never got it, and put it into a money market account and save it. Because if you couldn't get yourself out of debt prior to, and this is why I hate Republicans. I hate black Republicans who always jump on her and be telling people what to do. Oh, you should do this because you're a Republican, or you're a Democrat. You don't. Democrats, let me tell you what the fuck to do. Put that money in a money market account and save it. Act like you broke. Don't go spend it. Go spend your other money. The one you had before you knew you was getting that $2,000. Don't go spend that $2,000. Don't go put a down payment on the car. Don't put a down payment on the car right now because the car market is crashing. And if you go, my friend Lucky Wheels of Deals had a car for $700. I reached out to him to buy it. Let me ask him because I forgot. Let me ask him. But I reached out to him to buy it because I'm like, $700, bro. I got that. Yeah, I need that. I don't have no use for it. But what I can do, my daughter need a ride back and forth. Where she going? Hell, maybe she can learn to drive and take herself to school. She only 14, but I think she responsible. You know, if she take it back and forth to school, I'll put that mug on the road and get her back and forth to school. Okay? Because listen, you know, we got needs over here, hey, I'll bail my daughter out of jail. she ain't 16, but she can drive. I honestly believe that she can, but $700. So think of stuff like that you could do with the money that you have, versus going and spending it on, you know, more debt and more bills and things that are just. But I'm talking to Democrats. I'm not talking to Republicans, because y'all Republicans apparently y'all rich. Y'all don't need this money. Does he have stick shifts? He be coming up on all type of cars. He be coming up on all type of cars. But I just be like, I'm just saying, don't go spend it on nothing frivolous. Spend it on something, or save it. Just save it, because I promise you. Like I told somebody, I was like, man, just invest like, you know, $100 into the Trump world. It's called the World Liberty Financial cryptocurrency. Just do $100. I mean, think about it. If you do $100 now, you have $60,000 if it reach $1. How is that a bad deal? It's not. But if Trump is if it's good enough for Trump and his comrades, shit, it should be good enough for y'all. But see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying invest your whole $2,000, but damn, if you did, do you think Trump is bailing out all these crypto billionaires for nothing? Oh, they're running a play. Just make sure you on the play. Down, say, hut.
Start working in its 1 week.